Sona 2026.
Opo, nung isang araw po tayo ay napakinggan na natin yung sinabi ng Pangulo with regard dun sa ating mga OFWs at kanilang mga ginagawang efforts para sa ating bansa. At ngayon po makakausap naman natin ang ating Department of Migrant Workers Secretary, Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak, to give us more updates at kung ano nga ba ang ating ina-expect na sasabihin ng Pangulo for the DMWs at mga OFWs natin. Good morning, Secretary. Peter Atrica po ito sa programa ang Balita Patan.
Hi, Sir Peter, Ma'am Rica, sa inyong mga tagapakinig, tagapanood.
Opo, Secretary. Thank you po.
Secretary, good morning and thank you for
Good
your
morning
time.
po.
Opo, the other day meron kami mga 74 na tanong para sa inyo
Nadagdagan na po.
Hindi tayo natuloy dahil at naunawaan namin kasi nagkaroon po ng order at guidance mula sa ating Pangulo na asikasuhin yung mga
Yes.
nasawi doon sa atake sa Hormuz. Maybe we can start with that, Secretary. Ano po ang latest doon?
Yes, so sa ngayon, we have around 15 ships that we are monitoring and with around 169 seafarers on board. And batay nga sa utos ng ating Pangulo, I had visited the families of the two deceased seafarers. Around 151 are safe and unharmed. However, we have around 15 who are injured and we're monitoring their situation. Merong isa reportedly in critical condition, so we're monitoring his situation. Two deceased and then one missing, so that makes 69. But 151 are unharmed, and we've already asked the manning agency ship owners to bring them all home kasi na-attack yung mga ships nila. And we have already reiterated the high-risk warlike nature of the northern Black Sea, where the southern Ukrainian ports are located, at doon nangyayari yung mga doon nang dumadaong yung mga barko o nag-aangkorahe at doon yung mga atake. So, to avoid the northern Black Sea, and if our seafarers are eventually are there or are made to board these ships that head for the northern Black Sea, then they should be given the right to exercise their right to refuse sailing.
Yeah.
Yun po, as it stands.
Yeah.
So I have visited the two families and I've assured them of fullest government support, especially to the children left behind, because the two families do have minor children left behind by our seafarers.
Opo. Napakalaking trahedya yan, lalong-lalo na doon sa pamilya. Pero what is our guidance right now from the President or from the DMW itself in terms of, is it business as usual sa sa manning industry natin, sa maritime? Or meron ba tayong mga desisyon na gagawin to at least stem and prevent more deaths dito po sa Hormuz and the other straits?
Yes, Hormuz is another body of water that we are looking out for aside from the northern Black Sea. Pero itong nangyaring dalawang nasawi it would be in the northern Black Sea. And the guidance is mainly to tighten our regulation of the ships that carry Filipino seafarers there. So as we said, an advisory and a directive from our side, from our department, for ship owners and manning agencies to avoid carrying Filipino seafarers to the northern Black Sea. Of course, dito sa Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz, the two directives are there as well. And then to honor the seafarers' right to refuse sailing if they refuse. Kasi it could happen na sa port prior to heading toward these high-risk areas, masabihan na yung seafarer, dapat, and then doon sa point na yon na nasabihan siya, dapat he or she has the right to refuse to sail. And then, pag na-exercise yon, bibigyan siya ng 2 months salary at free repatriation pa uwi and non-discrimination for future employment.
Secretary Hans, ito pong mga nangyayaring iba't ibang mga gulo sa iba't ibang bansa din po, no? Hindi naman po talaga ito natin na foresee, no? And moments like this, meron po ba tayong provision sa Magna Carta ng mga seafarers natin for their protection?
Yes, precisely. Those items that I mentioned, monitoring and the reportorial, by the way, may reportorial requirement ito at kung maalala ninyo, yung mga ships na inaatake sa Red Sea ay agad natin sinususpindi yung mga manning agency for failure to comply just on the mere monitoring and reportorial requirement alone. So yan, yung mga bagay na nabanggit ko, the regulatory measures, including the continued payment of wages and other entitlements under the contract. Kasi yung mga seafarers naman na nasa high-risk areas or kahit nasa Persian Gulf, ay tuloy-tuloy pa naman din sila nagtatrabaho at dapat hindi mapapatid yung sweldo na entitlements nila at ito'y nahahatid sa kanilang mga pamilya.
May mga ipinabatid po ba sa inyo yung mga seafarers natin at ang kanilang mga pamilya na nais nilang marinig mula sa Pangulo this coming SONA?
Yes, mainly ang mga puntos ay yung dahil nga may Magna Carta for seafarers na tayo ay yung proper enforcement ng ating Magna Carta for seafarers. And as you mentioned, Sir Peter, the President since day one had already put OFWs and seafarers as his priority social agenda. Kung maalala ninyo yung European safety audit issue noong 2022 that carries over on a yearly basis kasi yearly yung audit, ay patuloy na itataguyod natin yung patuloy na employment ng seafarers natin at hindi maapektuhan nitong mga audit processes and systems. And carried over to the trouble in the Red Sea and here in the Persian Gulf at dito ngayon sa Black Sea. So, patuloy ang direktiba ng ating Pangulo, whole of government approach including the DMW na tulungan at suportahan ng ating mga marino at yung kanilang mga pamilya. Yung pamilya, parating pinapoint out yan ni Pangulo sa akin, lalo na pag nakikita kami at o kaya may nangyari at may meeting at may report ako sa kanya, yan ang una niyang sasabihin, let's make sure we take care of the families too. Kaya't gano'n na lamang ang aming tulong at suporta rin sa mga pamilya. And as I mentioned, when I visit them, we always look out for the welfare of the children left behind kasi sila naman ang dahilan kung ba't naging seafarer o nag-abroad ang ating kababayang tripulante. And we also especially look out for the welfare of the children. By way of example, merong isang anak nung pinuntahan ko na kinakabahan siya na baka mag-struggle siya sa studies niya. So, andyan ang psychosocial counseling, number 1, and number 2, yung tulong pinansyal na ibibigay together with the OWA, sina Admin PY Kapunan, may nakalaan ding pondo para sa kanila, para kahit paano maipagpatuloy yung pag-aaral, maipagpatuloy yung legasiya ng ating tripulanting nasawi.
Secretary Hans, noong 2025 SONA, isa sa mga o ilan sa mga binanggit ng Pangulo ay yung pagpapahalaga, pagkilala sa ating mga OFW, yung national pride, yung pardons and releases and digital documentation, family support and reintegration. Ano po ang inireport ninyo sa Pangulo this time around relative to his SONA this coming Monday, and what would you want to highlight doon po sa report?
Well, of course, I cannot preempt the President's prerogative and judgment to report yung contents ng kanyang report to the nation. But let me start with something that is related to where I am right now. I'm in Davao City, and we're slated to launch yet another one of our OFW lounges, kapihan sa tahanan ng OFW na tawag namin in Davao City Airport. So this will be the second domestic international airport na magkaroon tayo. Zamboanga is the other one. But also we are present in NAIA and Cebu Mactan International Airport, and soon to come will be Clark. So that will be the first thing I will say, yung facilities that are afforded, the importance that are given to OFWs literally as they step forth on their journey to being OFWs. So 2 million served na po dito sa mga lounges na ito through the efforts of Admin PY Kaunan and the team at OWA. And of course, this was contained in the second SONA of the president, yung OFW lounges. Then we proceed to digitalization, and the OFW passes that had replaced the OEC, that makes it faster, more convenient for OFWs. And with this, we've our OFW passes around more than 500,000 have been issued already through our digital app. In partnership with the DICT kasi nasa eGov na ang DMW, egov.ph. And we are also set to digitalize another part of our service, which is yung verification of contracts on site. So we've experimented already, piloted our run in Dubai. And now we're trying other places like Saudi and eventually Hong Kong, also the big volume places for our OFW.
Yun.
So that's for the digitalization side. Of course, yung welfare, nandyan yung patuloy na emergency services natin sa mga crisis situations. 10,500 have been repatriated in light of this current crisis ng Feb 28, yung Iran-Israel-US war. And these days, of course, we continue to monitor the situations which appears to be escalating once again. And then yung 18,000 na nabigyan, yung hindi umuwi pero nabigyan ng financial assistance on-site pero naapektuhan ng trabaho. 18,000 of them. Doon sa nanumbalik, we have had a series of on-site at mga nanumbalik, yung mga serbisyo fairs natin. We had 25 on-site serbisyo caravans. At dito naman sa Pilipinas, since Feb 28, nagkaroon tayo ng 15 reintegration caravans, servicing around 40,000 OFWs who had visited all these caravans all over the country. Yung 25 caravans naman all over the world kasi on-site yan. Yun naman, over 100,000 ang nasilbihan. Yung international on-site caravans, over 100,000 served.
Ayun,
and then yung national caravan, 40,000 served since Feb 28.
Ayun. Konti lang naman pala.
Oo, yung achievements ng DMW. So baka marami talagang kalagay sa zona niyan.
One of the
parang meron pa ako nakaligtas.
One of the
recruitment, human trafficking, 36 convictions, 72 establishment closures, 200,000 takedowns on Facebook and TikTok, mga illegal online job offerings. Okay, among others.
Palagay ko may mga maietsapwerang departamento sa haba po ng
nai-report na DMW. But we'll have to leave it there, Sec Hans.
Salamat, Sec Hans. And I know it's been one of the busiest 2 years thus far for DMW. Mabuhay po kayo and thank you. We'll talk to you again soon, sir.
Maraming salamat sa inyo, Sir Peter, Ma'am Rica. Mabuhay po. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Ingat din po kayo ang ating Secretary of Department of Migrant Workers, the ever masipag at restless talaga. Hindi siya nagpapahinga. Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak.
DZMM Sona 2026. Sona 2026.